The newly elected president of the African National Congress, Cyril Ramaphosa, will deliver his first January the 8th statement in East London on Saturday the 13th of January. The January 8th statement is traditionally used by the ANC to convey the party's message to its members.
The first January 8th statement by the party's leader Oliver Tambo, this at the time when most of the ANC leadership and members were either in prison, in hiding or scattered all over the world. The ANC January 8th statement assumed great significance during the difficult years of exile. At all times, the theme of the January 8th statement is informed by an appraisal of the internal and external challenges the organization faces. Such an analysis enables the ANC to identify and minimize both the weakness and the threats it faces. At the same time, it enables the ANC to exploit the opportunities that are available as it builds itself into a robust machinery.
There has been a great deal of coherence from within the ANC. So when the time came, the January 8th statement, people expected the ANC to just emphasize some of the priorities that the party is already pursuing in government. So the speech was usually used to recapture the national mood, to say to the people that these are priority areas that we are going to actually emphasize. In most of the times, we have never seen a groundbreaking announcement when it comes to policy position of the ANC being delivered through the January 8th, because the party is in government, they are implementing their mandate in government. What they usually did with the January 8th statement was just to amplify a certain point for the year.
It also served the purpose of ensuring that all ANC members read from the same hymn sheet. Doing so ensured that all members of the ANC, irrespective of their location, carry the same message. With the ANC reasserting itself as a strategic political center, the January 8th statement now looms large. The statement prefigures what the present State of the Nation address would entail.
This year, it is a very different January 8th statement. I mean, I remember very well that some years in the past we used to say it is very different, but it was on a gradualist approach. But now the problem is that the ANC that went into the elective conference in December a few years ago, it came out a very different ANC. They have taken radical policy positions that I think the nation and even the international community will need a voice as to what do they mean in terms of the programs of the year. What do they mean, those policy positions that they've taken with regard to expropriation of land without compensation, free education? What will they translate into when it comes to programs of the year? That is, I think, the level of anxiety that this year's speech comes against.
With an overwhelming 1.2 strong members, the gathering for the January 8th statement has become a sort of annual pilgrimage. At this gathering, the ANC converts and their fellow travelers congregate to receive an unmediated message and directives from the ANC president.
The reality is that the new president of the ANC, Mr. Cyril Ramaphosa, he has now inherited a party that has taken a very radical stance. But on the other hand, the nation wants to see changes within the ANC. So my view is that he's caught in between. Is he going to be realistic? He's going to have to balance severely than we've seen before.
The condition of freedom has introduced behaviors that the ANC considers alien to its character and culture. It has packaged these as sins of incumbency. These include careerism, abuse of power, bureaucratic elitism, use of state institutions to fight intra-party conflicts.
Within the party itself, people also want to know, where does power lie? What is going on? How are we going to manage the impending exit of the former president of the ANC? So that is why they cannot afford to use this speech as a normal ritual observation of the party. What they need to do is to use it to try to instill confidence in terms of their leadership. We have not had the president of the ANC speaking to the nation since he was elected in December. He gave a speech, but it was meant for the ANC, no doubt about it. But now you have the January 8th. We want to hear the party's position, and it has to be delivered through that speech.
In a large measure, aside from economic issues, these are some of the issues that the ANC will have to find itself preoccupied with. Lehana Tsotetsi, SABC News, Johannesburg.